Hi, YouTube. Today we have a very special guest on for a deck profile. Why don't you introduce yourself and what you just did?
I'm Sean, or like to go by Gilmon Bread, and I just won nationals with Gallantmon. So
No way.
yeah,
No, that's crazy. In EX08, how does it feel to be, I think, the only winner of an EX8 Nationals, I think?
feels pretty good because every nationals I've taken Gallantmon, and I usually only play this deck, and I swapped to like Levia for a little bit because I really hate hybrids, so it just couldn't compete against them.
All right. Well, let you just do the deck profile however you want to do it. I'll chime in with questions and go for it, man. Do your thing. The show is yours.
Well, obviously I got the deck box because I love this Digimon quite a lot, and almost fully maxed out the deck. Just need more ghosts, but sadly to get the Crimson mode ghost is pretty difficult down here because everyone who gets it, they don't really want to move it. They just want to keep it.
Hmm.
But got four of the best Gigimon egg there is, the draw one, and probably one of the best artworks there is to it. I couldn't decide between the Warp Gill or the BT17 one, but I ended up going for the BT17 one after talking to some people in Latham because, yeah, against Mirage, if you draw or you kill something, you're forced to draw instantly, which just really hurts. And so, yeah, I decided to run these, and obviously had to put the signed one in.
Hmm.
But the best level 3 in the entire deck is probably the new one, just because it's got the original ground ones inheritable and it's a searcher. So, in case you want to draw more, or Mirage likes you having a bigger hand, so you don't really want to get too much in your hand, so it's better to just evolve in Raising sometimes. Even though I only versed one Mirage, I am still pretty happy with the ratios I did because they helped a lot.
Hmm.
Uh, a weird thing, but only two of the Searching Gilmon. It's just trying to make the room for so much in this deck was pretty difficult, and I just tested for about 4 to 6 weeks straight at three different locals on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I started winning most of them, and maybe one every week I would end up coming second. So yeah, and then the best of the best Gilmons, the Rush one, that always keeps you in the game because, well, Rush is kind of broken at some point, but it's kind of fair with the 20 in trash. Um, then we've got the BT17 ground one. The extra 2k deletion was what I really wanted because of Fenrilugamon, and turns out never came up because they were just double Takamazuchi me, and that was really painful because you can't do much about it. But deleting floodgates that stop you gaining memory with the Skillmon is really good, being a one cost, and then you can just use your trainings if they stopped you using them and stuff like that. Um, 3 Growl X, which this card is really good, especially for reoccurrence when they use a option to remove your Gallant X stack, because then you just drop any Gilmon, and if it's your turn, it can attack since they deleted it on their turn. A weird one that I started adding was this ground one from the structure deck. Um, it's just too good to have so much memory gain if you don't have your Tamer. So yeah, if you have the Gil X, the Growl X, and this Growl one and go War Growl, it's a free Evo into War Growl if you kill something. So that's pretty great. And then the 3 ground one from BT12, which eventually gets replaced by the BT19 one. But the artwork is really nice, and I just love this card quite a lot, especially with the plus 2k DP. Like, helps you get over the 30k threshold sometimes. 3 of the Wargrowl X antibody, because who loves not being bounced and plus 3k DP extra? and then deleted 10k, so came up a lot. Came up in Angels once. I went to delete one of the things and they would keep it alive, just trash the security, and then, you put an X antibody under it, go into Gallantmon, delete again, they trash the security to keep it alive, then Gallant X, they do the same thing, and then you just trash another security. So it's just got too much removal once it starts going. 4 Warcrow from BT12 because it just lets you kind of skip evolutions if you pass turn, don't delete something, and then the +2 at the end of the attack. So if you go into BT17 Gallant, it becomes a free cost if you live. So it's not so bad. And shout out to my friend Kevin who gave me my 4th one a long, long time ago. He just came over and gave it to me, so that was pretty great. One BT13 Gallant because it's just probably one of the best Gallantmons there is, especially with Rush. So if your opponent has 1 security, no Digimon, and you drop this, put an X antibody, swing, go into Gallant X, and just trash the last security. So really, really nice, and really good in the mirror match because you just delete their Gallant X almost instantly. I wish I could have probably fit a 3rd one of these, but the Blocker Gallantmon, a really, really good card because blocker and delete 8k, 10 and 12k if you get all those in the stack. Something I wish happened, I searched out this Ghost Gallant X on my very, very last game in the finals, and sadly my opponent conceded because he did a big misplay that cost everything.
Right.
He was probably the scariest opponent I'd versed because he was one of my only losses on day 1. He turn 2 OTK'd me and then turn 3 OTK'd me. And I was scared I may have bubbled out of top 16, but I got 10th, so I was pretty happy.
And that was the Lugomon player, right?
Yep, they were probably the scariest opponent I have ever versed, to be honest.
Turn 2 Lugomon will make you feel that way.
Oh, it does, especially when they double Takamazuchi you. That Skull Bellucci is... I think that could be a problem card, but there's heaps more in that deck that needs to be hit, in my opinion. Especially the egg. That thing is broken. And then I messaged you about this a while ago, before
Yes.
EX8, that I almost had max rarity, just I cannot find another one of these. Everyone who's got one doesn't want to get rid of it, but Crimson Mode is the best top end for this deck. People could say Omnimon, but you can't search Omnimon, so if you search it and you bottom deck it, it's just... yeah, that's it. It's game over if you can't finish. This is really weird, but I got this from East. I was watching his video for the Cool Boy version of the deck, and I was running more Tamers, but I only run 3 EX2 Decado. Because after testing his version of the deck, I didn't really like Cool Boy. It always whiffed for me, so I ended up always opting not to use it. And then I kind of got used to just having those Decados for about 2 locals, so I just kept going with it. X antibody, which can help in Luger if they can't gain memory and you put it to 3, which I wish happened, but sadly it did not around 2. And then something one of my friends who got, I think it was in the top 8, I forgot which place he got, but he told me he wished he ran a protoform, so I opted to run 1 protoform.
Yep.
It's pretty broken sometimes. I mean, War Growl for 3 or Growl X for 2 really helps keep your turn, and you can just sacrifice it to get out of Gilmon for more searching. Then the red memory boosts, because sometimes you need that extra 2 memory. And then Scramble, because this card is just too good not to, especially with the rush kills.
Yep.
You can just bring him back and keep swinging. And then the 4 of trainings. So, yeah. I opted to just go for enough searching where I can keep everything safe and not fall behind too much with the whole deck.
Right. It looks solid. I will give the chat an opportunity to ask any questions while I ask my one question.
Yeah.
Um, for Gallantmon X is what my friend is on. That he plays Gallantmon. He says there's no way you can't play this deck without 4 Gallant X. Do you agree with that? Do you think it's mandatory to play 4 Gallant X?
After testing for so long, I was just running 3, and when I started testing 4, I found that yeah, you definitely need 4 of them because if you're running X antibody, you don't need to search out your Gallantmons half the time. So you can put it under the War Growl, you can make it a 3 cost and gain 2 back, so it makes it a lot better to just use the deck. And also, I mean, you trash a security straight away in minus 4k, so the minus 4k lasts to the end of your opponent's turn, which is a little bit better than, the your turn protection and delete something on your turn when evolve and attack. This is only your turn, but the minus DP hurts so many people when you can just ace on top, you lose your protection, but again, it's not really that good of a protection if it's, only your opponent's turn at 0 less memory. They can just drop something to pass and kill you. But yeah, I think it's definitely you need a 4 of. It is just too good of a card.
Good. Okay, nice. Chat wants to see the trophy and the beautiful winning cards.
Uh, yeah, just give me a sec. I'll go get the card and the trophy.
Nice. And no, Edward in chat, no other Takados. Just those 3. That's it.
So this is the trophy,
Very nice.
and my friend is really jealous of this. My friend Wyatt, because his favorite Digimon is All Force. So yeah, I gave him the top 32 NATS straight away because I don't like All Force, but this is pretty cool to have, to be honest.
Right, of course.
Yeah. And it's yeah.
Gold rare, best rare. That's nice.
Yeah. Still kind of doesn't feel like I won because I honestly didn't expect to survive the entire top 16 versus 2 purple hybrids and then the Gallant Mirror and a Fennery.
You say that. I feel like Gallantmon would have a good matchup against Purple Hybrid.
Yes and no. So day one of my only 2 losses was against Purple Hybrid, and I just bricked, and it was on about round 4 or 5.
Okay.
So that really sucked because, getting your first loss, then after being 3rd and 4th for the whole day, you kind of start freaking out a little bit. Like, if I get one more, I could bubble out. So that sucked. And then the purple hybrids that I versed in top 16, one of them, I'd versed online before. I'm not going to name names because I don't really want, any of that, but he was the first one I versed in the first round. My friend has had issues online with him before. And I've had an issue online with him before where he was playing Bloomlord and in Ulti Cup where, Hydra was restricted.
Yeah.
And he searched things and he bottom decked it, but then he used the Hydra. And I said, "You bottom decked that?" And he said, "No, I didn't." And then, "Oh, you got proof?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Well, tough luck." And we ended up tying, but yeah, I had to verse him and beat him, but he was playing the Bialzamon version of the purple hybrids, so with Impmons and Imp X, so he just kept swinging and all that just to trash. Lost round 1 to him, and then, round 2, I clapped back,
Tamer Nigel
got the
just
Gallon X really, really
subscribed.
quick.
Don't quit Digimon.
And then game 3, he bricked and hard slammed the level 4 hybrid, and I just slammed the Crimson Mode on field as quick as I could, because, you don't want their hybrids to even live. And then the other one, he misplayed and threw out the medieval when I had only 1 Gallon X on field at 16k, and he thought he could kill it, but he didn't. And I just blew it up and went for game. But yeah, Yeah, purple hybrid's kind of a 50-50 matchup because if they see the nuts and the jack raids, you can't really do anything to them.
I see.
Like they're
Okay,
just infinite memory printing almost.
fair enough. That'll do for the YouTube portion of this. We will continue it on Twitch, obviously, but if you guys want to see more content like this on YouTube, let me know in the comments. And like and subscribe. And thanks for watching. Have a great day.